Bobby Dirkens here. It is a late Sunday night. Okay, it's not like late, but it is Sunday night. Monday, the horrible day of Monday, is tomorrow. And it's about 10:15ish. I'm doing only a 15-minute video. I do want to apologize. Hey, Bowser Nation, good to see you. See Tyler's on there. Hey, how you doing? Bobby Dirkens here. Bobby, there's Gabe. What's up, Bobby, I'm here. Living a dream. Just thought I'd do a little impromptu, whatever the crap that means, video. Tomorrow is Monday. I'm not very excited about it. In fact, I feel like I need to throw up or something. But, Brody, good to see you, Brody. What's up, Brody? I see that Notre Dame symbol right there. Good to see you, buddy. I actually enjoy when y'all boys come down here and play. That was the first time, I think, since 1977. Commit to the G. What's up, Sterling? What's up, Caden Sports Talk? Caden Sports Talk? I don't know if we've ever talked before. But if it's sports and it's talk, we're kindred spirits. Everybody, thank you for joining me tonight. I'm only going to be on here for about 15 minutes. I want to send out a special thanks to one of the best truck drivers there is out there, Volunteer Roadshow. Volunteer Roadshow. Now, if you're sitting there going, Bobby, there's Ryan Stanfield. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Bobby Dirkens here. Volunteer Roadshow, Catfish is the man. He was kind enough to invite me the other day to give him a call on his very first show. I called him. It was a great time. Had a good time. I'm telling you, it was just killing it. Brody, here, let me tell you something real quick about the Irish. I'm not low on them in the sense of that I'm trying to put down on them. God has given me this gift. God has given me a gift to be able to look at tombs. And just like women birth babies, I birth forth good predictions. And that's what I do. I really don't have a problem with Notre Dame. I really don't have a problem with Notre Dame. Of course, I'm going to pull for Clemson any day, every day of the week. But I really don't have a problem with Notre Dame. My problem with Notre Dame is that when it comes down to it, this is the truth. Caden says, I'm pretty new around here. I'm a Gator fan. Buddy, let me tell you this. As long as that door over there has hinges, you're always welcome here. I tell you, that felt powerful. Whew. Lord, like a piranha ran up my back with some hot sauce. Brogdon, thank you, buddy. I'm glad you're here. Go Tigers. Heisman predictions. Gabe, I'll throw this out there real quick for you. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. Bryce Love is a front runner. Bryce Love's a front runner. If none of y'all have went and watched my Stanford prediction, first of all, that offends me. And I'll meet you in any parking lot, beat you in the head. Mountain Beast, go Mountaineers. Will Greer's a good quarterback. If he stays healthy, they can do a lot of damage. That's if he can stay healthy. Nicholas Powell, hey, buddy, one of my first subscribers. Thank you, buddy, for saying hello. Thank y'all all for joining me tonight. But I don't have a problem with the Irish. It's just that Wimbush threw for about 50%. They have a problem. Who's starting? Kelly Bryant, Trevor Lawrence, and who do you want to see start? Long story short, Kelly Bryant's going to start. I think they're going to pepper in Trevor Lawrence throughout the season. And if things go south, Trevor Lawrence will be ready for it because they peppered him in. But I think they should start Kelly. I mean, let's be honest with ourselves. 15 years ago, we would beg for Kelly Bryant. He only lost one game last year, and it was to Bama. They credit him with that Syracuse loss. How can you do that? He was in the infirmary, and he was knocked out. He couldn't even spell his name. He was knocked out. So there we go. I think Kelly Bryant's going to play. Trevor Lawrence will play for the majority of this time. 81 Clemson Tiger. Good to see you. Hey, how you doing? Dustin Davis. There's a great chance Trevor Lawrence could be starting by the end of the season, but I don't think it would be a bad thing for for Kelly to start and Trevor to play some. I don't think that's a bad idea. I think, in fact, that would take some of the pressure off of Trevor. And then I know we're going into this season, but at the end of the day, very end of the day, I think Trevor would be better off the season afterwards. Everybody, y'all were all jumping to here, sending me a bunch of comments. Y'all know me. I like to try to answer y'all because my mama raised me. You speak to people. You speak to people, and if you don't speak to them, you're worse than an infidel. I don't know but what an infidel is, but ladies, let's be nice. Hey, y'all. It's good to see y'all. So y'all just ask me some questions. Just questions. Mary, good to see you. Thank you so much. Tonight I put out my video about Auburn. I don't know how many Auburn fans I'll have after today. T-Tent's clown, I think I know what that means. I'm a clown. I know it. I've also got a couple of extra chromosomes bouncing around in here. So sue me. But, y'all asked me some questions about the college football season. I did put out a video today about Auburn. Talked about Auburn today. I really don't get why they're going to pay that much money to a coach they're ready to fire. I just don't see it. I just don't see why they're ready to pay that much money to a coach they're ready to fire. It doesn't make sense. And that's not a personal attack on Malzahn. I mean, if they were going to offer you millions of dollars to come fight me, you make me so blankety blank mad. Let me tell you right now, I'll give your butthole a full set of teeth. You name the Walmart parking lot, and that's it. That's it. Malzahn, Ryan, I tell you, I've heard that from a lot of people. I know that's one of the big deals. SEC championship, Georgia versus Bama, who you got? Whew. I tell you, I don't know. At the end of the day, this is the truth. This is the truth. If you give Saban time, notice that the first round, Saban does very well. Saban does very well the first round. Here, I'll give you some examples. Except for when he played Ohio State that one year, and they beat them and then won the national championship. He played Michigan State, beat the crap out of them. Played Washington, beat the crap out of them. And then this past year, played Clemson and beat the crap out of them in the first round. I mean, the truth is, if you give Nick Saban, 5-6 weeks to do his thing, the truth is, he's going to do his thing as long as he has the talent. What's up, Tiger Nation? Good to see you, buddy. Hey, but man, I ain't not. Good to see you. Saban's going to do his thing. I mean, that's just this. Is that your real voice asking for a friend? Let me tell you this. When I come out of the womb, I turned up and looked at my mother, and I said, "Man, how you doing?" Of course, this is my real voice. It's like all those people out there from California who talks like this. It's like everything they ask is a question. No matter when they say their name, it's a question. My name is Don Brooks. It all sounds like a question. I don't know what that means. But yes, this is my real voice. Hey, Bobby, want to play some Fortnite? Let me tell you, I've actually played Fortnite with my youngin', Bobby Dirkens Jr. It's been a lot of fun. Great to see y'all on here. Keep up the good work. What do you think about South Carolina? Record will be by Brogdon. How was your day, Bobby? I'll answer all of that in one sentence. My day was pretty good. What do you think is more like? Clemson goes undefeated in the ACC or loses to FSC, but still wins the Atlanta. Clemson's going to win every game they play this year. Am I married to my sister? No, but I am married to my cousin. Good looking. She's third, but the Bible says it's okay after second cousin. Bobby, love your voice. Tiger Man, never mind family. Lawrence or Bryant. Bryant's going to start. For all y'all who just come on here, Bryant's is going to start. That's not a bad thing. They're just going to pepper in Lawrence. If things goes bad, they'll put in Brian. It's awesome. It's awesome. It's going to do well. So trying to figure out a few things I can talk about here. There was something somebody asked me just a second ago. You wanted me to know South Carolina's record. Okay, I'm going to be realistic because I'm Bobby Dirkens and I pride myself on telling the truth, even though it makes me want to go to the toilet and puke until I can't stop. Sting Despacio. That's actually funny. I know what you're talking about. I think that's what, Nacho Libre? Lord. Now y'all leave T Tense or whatever his name is. Y'all go ahead and leave him alone. I want to see what he's got to say. This is getting fun. Oh Lord. So here's my question. Why aren't you a conference guy? Like, wouldn't you rather an AC team make the conference look more impressive? How many wins on Fortnite? ST. Okay. All right. Well, first of all, STFU. That's from like a middle schooler. How many wins do I have on Fortnite? I've been shot so many times I ain't got no wins. Most of that's been by my youngin'. And going back to the conference win, going back to conference, man, here's my problem, Isabel. And thank you for joining me, Isabel. I appreciate it. Lord be with you. Nacho Libre is my favorite movie. It's from Tiger Nation. My favorite movie, I don't know. I think it's Step Brothers. I love it. Melon Matt, thank you, buddy. I'm your daddy's son, 2 cents. I tell you this, I'm being entertained. Stop being a gamecock, brother. We're family in here. I'm not sure Libre reference. That is awesome. Does one loser of SEC championship get into the... Let me tell you this, Brett. SEC, if they want them in, they're in. And that's it. I've accepted it. I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to sit here and cry and moan about it. My favorite movie is either Friday Night Lights or Remember the Titans. Awesome, Melman. I think mine is between Step Brothers, and I love Ricky Bobby. How's Bobby Dirkens Jr.? Bobby Dirkens Jr. is good, and I can't repeat that, but I know exactly from Prestige Worldwide. Isabel, to answer your question about conference, and everybody else, you pose anything after that, I'm gonna owe Isabel an answer here. Isabel, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Here's my problem with conference. I understand what it's like for an ACC team to go play somebody and you're like, well, they're in my conference. I hope they win. True Blue, glad you're here. How old is Bobby Dirkens Jr.? He is about to be 12, and Bobby Dirkens Jr. is about to be, well, in December, he'll be 3. But Isabel, here's the deal. Here's my problem. And I'll get on to this. I know I keep saying hello, everybody, because I just like to speak to everybody. My mama raised me that way. If you don't speak to them, you get punched in the mouth. And I mean, it sticks with you after a while. Here's my problem is today, hey, Bulldog, good to see you, bud. So I'm going to answer Isabel, and I'm going to stop saying hello to everybody. Y'all don't get mad at me. The problem is though, say, let's just say this. Say North Carolina goes and plays some other team. If I'm sitting there watching, yeah, North Carolina wins, that's okay. That's fine. I hope they do okay. And then there are some teams, maybe you know some people, maybe you kin to, they went to that school. You're like, yeah, I hope they win. The problem that I have with the conference thing, I don't have a problem with the conference thing in the context I was talking about, to where if North Carolina goes out and they win again, hey, they did a good job. The problem that I have with the conference thing that I see all the time is that trust me, I promise you, I'll answer that question about South Carolina. I'm sorry, everybody gets asking me a question. It keeps bouncing around, but I promise you, I'll tell you the truth. I promise you about South Carolina. But the problem I have with conference is 4 years ago, Tennessee was playing very, very well. My brother-in-law went to Tennessee, got a degree in taxidermy and dog shaving up there. And Tennessee was beating the crap out of somebody, and long story short, they go to the end of the end zone, a bunch of people down there, and they're screaming SEC. I understand pride in a conference. I really do. I really, really do. Okay, I get it. I get it. I don't have piss for brains or puss for brains. Okay. But that day, who was winning that game? Tennessee or the conference? Tennessee was winning that game. If Tennessee picked up the commitment from the top 15 players in the country, did the SEC pick it up or did Tennessee pick it up? Tennessee picked it up. And if you're a Clemson fan like myself, Isabel, if you're a Clemson fan, you know that our arch enemy, like the foe of the devil, is South Carolina. South Carolina has ridden on the back of the SEC and how good the SEC has been for many, many years. Many, many years. South Carolina fans blow their little chicken chest out and talk all the crap they want to about South. We're in the SEC and we're playing a tougher conference than you. But you know the last time that South Carolina played Alabama? 2010. You can barely get them to play Auburn. And they only play Georgia because they're in their division. And they only get to play Clemson and have to play Clemson because it's state law. The point is that South Carolina loves talking about how they're in the SEC and talking crap to Clemson fans. But at the, and you're a good Christian person, you're a good Clemson fan. Good job, Isabel. I knew I felt good about you. But the truth is that there are a lot of people who pull for their conference because their team sucks. You'll hear Alabama. You'll hear Alabama talk about the SEC, but at the end of the day, Alabama talks about themselves. You understand what I'm saying? Alabama talks about themselves. Yeah, they talk about the SEC, but they talk about themselves. Why? Because Alabama has tons of success. They don't have to worry about, Georgia picking up the slack because they're not that good of a football team, because they are the football team. So, you always find it with teams who are less than, who's always screaming SEC. At the end of the day, you've got to remember that if, your team is losing, but the other teams are winning, the truth is, you're still losing. So my team's Clemson. So that means if Florida State comes out and they stop sucking and they win the national championship tomorrow, yeah, our conference won a national championship, but no, not really. Florida State won the national championship. Now we've got to recruit against them somehow, and that's not going to work. At the end of the day, I mean, I've always said this, and I know it's kind of crude, but it is true. You hear all these people talking about, we playing the SEC. Yeah, when we get beat by the best. I mean, isn't that like some trailer trash girl who gets beat by some guy who's going, I know I get beat, but I get beat by the biggest arms in the town. That's the stupidest thing in the world. It's crude, it's dumb, it's stupid. There's no logic behind it. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that answers your question. I'm not a big conference guy because of that reason. Understand pulling for conference to a point, but hanging your hat normally happens with teams who just doesn't have the talent to be able to win themselves, so they have to pull for their conference, and it's notorious. I've seen that so many times. The question about South Carolina's record. Who was that? Who asked me that question? I don't have South Carolina's schedule in front of me right now, and I am going to do a South Carolina The last two previews I'm going to do for the season, Clemson will be the very last one. That's you, Brogdon. Thank you so much, buddy. Thank you for bringing your name back up. Thanks for asking that. Thanks for being patient with me here. Okay, I'm going to be real here. Okay, y'all forgive me. Because I know that y'all are going to be like, well, Bobby, I can't believe you're saying that. South Carolina, as far as talent-wise, does not suck. They don't. I'm going to have to tell the truth here. It makes me throw up in the bag. Those horrible chickens down there, they talk trash. They're awful. They're horrible. They'll walk up to you even after they've lost majority of their games. They'll see you wearing a Clemson shirt and they'll start talking trash to them. The most cockiest people in the world, and you don't know why. You're like, it's like if an ugly girl walked in and looked at all the pretty girls and went, "Don't you wish you were me? You all ugly pricks." And they're like, "No, we don't wish you were you." You know what I'm saying? That's Carolina fans. Carolina, they have some of the biggest trash talkers in the world. I guess after you get the crap beat out of you so many times, you just become delusional and start puking out anything that comes out between your mouth and your butthole. With that said, South Carolina, I mean, they play. This is right off the top of my head. I don't have their schedule in front of me. They play Georgia. They play Clemson. They're going to lose those ball games. Okay? They've got to come back up here to Clemson. Clemson. I don't know if they've read this down in Columbia. I don't know if they understand any of this, but the truth is, the truth is that Clemson has one of the best defensive lines in the history of all college football. All right, you understand what I'm saying? So I can imagine what's going to happen to them. Our backups could start at any major program, including our true freshman Xavier Thomas, KJ Henry, Albert Huggins is a big name. I'm telling you, I mean, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. I mean, the last time something this big came through was that hooping nanny lamb that came through, that come through the Greenville Picking Speedway. The thing would actually sing. He would actually sing, "Great is thy faithfulness." It was the weirdest thing in the world, but everybody was crying. I think half of them was drunk too. But Carolina's schedule is not that hard aside from Clemson and Georgia. So, okay, it is really hard when you consider those two teams. They're playing in the East. Aside from Georgia, you have Florida, who's held together by duct tape. You have Tennessee, who is held together by prayer. You have Vanderbilt, who are the surgeons. I mean, they're so good. I mean, they're so talented. At the end of the day, I mean, they're going to be surgeons. They're not football players. You're going to play Kentucky, who you've lost to 4 years in a row. I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious. You've lost 4 years in a row to Kentucky, and you want to talk trash to me? I know Benny Snell was a good running back. I like Benny Snell. I don't care if he's at Kentucky. I don't care if he's at Arizona. I don't care if he's playing up at Ohio State. I don't care where he's playing. Benny Snell's a good running back. Bobby Dirkens prides himself on two things: being a Clemson Tiger and telling the truth, even if it hurts. I tell the truth. As I said, I don't have the schedule in front of me. Carolina's going to win the majority of their games, except for Georgia, except for Clemson. Might drop a game or two here or there. But, when you're dodging Alabama, like, people during the cold and flu seasons run around with masks on, they look like they're part of some cult, trying to, not get the sickness, and they're staying in the house. I mean, South Carolina doesn't want to play Alabama. South Carolina doesn't want to play Auburn. If they play LSU today, we played LSU. LSU is not LSU. LSU is, I don't even care if they got the talent that they've got right now. LSU is not the regular LSU that we know with Odell Beckham, Fournette, and even those teams, they pissed away the talent. So, I mean, they can sit there and they go, we played Tennessee. Tennessee's rebuilding. Florida is not Florida that we know. I mean, it's just Ryan Stanfield says LSU kind of fell off. No, they really fell off. They really fell off. I mean, it just is what it is. LSU had Odell Beckham Jr. and Landry on the same team, and they were still losing. They were still losing. I mean, it just is what it is. Joe Burrows, Robert Vinson, you're right. I think Joe Burrows is a good player. But what is going to happen? What is going to happen? What is? I mean, I just don't know. I mean, I just don't see it happening, guys. I'm sorry, I can't buy into it. I mean, there's a lot of snake oil. I'm interested to see how the Gators do this year. You know, Caden Sports Talk. It's one thing. Thank you for joining me. I don't know if we've ever talked before. Thank you for joining me here. Bobby, you the goat. I'm a goat. I'm a tiger. I'm the man. Brogdon, thanks for answering my question, Bobby. I hope I answered that. I am going to do my prediction in the next couple of weeks. Anna Carson, don't know if I ever talked to you before. Thank you for joining me. Ryan Stanfield, you're laughing. Close your eyes, Caden Sports Talk. You just saw it. Dustin Davis. All y'all are so funny. Where's Piskin's pre? Piskin Pete has the best impression of Ed Orgeron. I pissed myself. I laughed so hard. And I told him that. I called him, talked to him on the phone, and I told him, I said, I was at work and busted out laughing. How funny you did. Oh my God, you nailed it. But I would tell you this, the only thing I added in is when Orgeron was up there, I was expecting him to turn and go, Cookie. Is Dabo going anywhere? I got to go, Bobby Dirk. See you later. See you later, Bulldog. Is Dabo going anywhere? You know what? I'm one of the very few Tigers who believes that if Alabama come calling, that he may go to Alabama. I know a lot of Tiger fans don't like to hear that. They like to talk about the massive house he built. They like to talk about how much he's bought into Clemson. You know, there's something about home that a lot of people don't want to talk about. Um, there's something about home. That's being honest. Uh, you try to get away from it majority of your life, and then you want to go back to it. I mean, that's deep. If I talk that deep for too long, my nostrils start bleeding. So it is what it is. Um, Go back to Carolina thing. I want to finish that off. I don't think that Carolina's going to look bad this year. I know that they've had a pretty solid recruiting class, but I will tell you this: player development, player development. Let me see. Be told CBS as long as Mr. Okay, well, won't read that one incomplete, but it is what. See you, Gabe. Y'all be good. I'm about to go to bed anyway. I need to go up there and snuggle up more with my wife. But Carolina could win 11 games. Don't know about 11, but not too far off because their schedule's not that hard. We're in the SEC and y'all in the sucky ACC. Really? Yeah, yeah. Tennessee is in shambles, and Florida's in shambles, and Vanderbilt sucks, and I don't know, y'all. I don't. I mean, I'm just sitting here going. It's according to what you're talking about. I'll tell you this. See you, Tyler. You take care. Thanks for commenting, boys. Y'all go sleep good. Pray the good Lord and hope we win national championship this year. Cause I'm about to go here in just a second. I just wanted to do this. I really believe that Clemson stands a good chance, no matter who they start at quarterback, running the table again. The only question that I have is if they get into a tight spot and they get back to the playoff, which we're talking about this like this is a big deal. Um, Take care, Tiger Nation. Thank you so much. Y'all take care of yourself. Y'all get a good night's rest. See you this week. I got more. Share my videos if y'all want. If y'all don't mind, and hit the like button. That does help me. Um, and I'll close with this. Benjamin Morgan says I think they could win 11 games. I tell you how weak their schedule is. I mean it is what it is. Brick Gittins, thank you so much. See, Clemson Jacob, thank y'all for all those comments. So I'll go ahead and start talking. If I don't answer your comment right now, it's not that you're not important. It's just I'm going to go ahead and say what I was going to say. Um, uh, South Carolina is escaping most of the really, really tough games. You want to talk about a conference who's really stepping it up, and I can't believe this. In fact, I feel like I should be soiling myself, maybe checking myself to the hospital and asking them to put a catheter in me. The Big Ten is really stepping it up. Go look at the teams who was there. I didn't say they were going to win the national championship. I said as far as consistent competition across the board. The Big Ten is doing very, very well. Y'all take care, guys. Go ahead, take care, Benjamin. Um, the SEC really, really has a lot of problems. Anna Carson says South Carolina plays Bama next year. About time. We've played them past 3 years. They hadn't played them since 2010, and they'll be more than poke their little chicken chest out and go, yeah, we beat them then. Yeah, and you lost to Kentucky the very next week after being up by a substantial amount. So Bowser Nation says you can hit 1,000 subs, keep it up. Very close. I'm very close. Last year I only had 90 subscribers at this time, and I was thankful for every one of them. Every one of them. So, y'all don't mind, tell your friends and your neighbors about me. I think I talk the truth here, even when it comes to my own Tigers. Thank you so much. Mel and Matt, thank you so much, y'all. Y'all tell everybody about me. I appreciate it. But most of the problem in the SEC is because of Saban one-man control conference. But you know what, Caden? Here's the deal. He has controlled it, and they've been happy for him to control it. That's why they're in the back of the end zone screaming SEC, SEC. They're not screaming their school name. They're screaming a conference that represents, 14 teams? So one of the 14 can do well, and the other 13 starts screaming yay. That doesn't sit right with me. That's stupidity. You're living off somebody else's success. And he finally did it. I mean, he did it. Whether you like him or whether you don't like him, I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, South Carolina, they're not, they're not playing the upper echelon like they think they are. They like to talk that crap. So that's how my feelings on South Carolina. Of course, I will be doing a video about South Carolina near the end of the season, right before Clemson, believe it or not. Because by the time I get done, they will not allow me to drive through Columbia ever again. And I won't miss it. Also, I am dropping an album. I'm not kidding. I've written pure unadulterated hate for the Gamecocks. So I'll do 5 songs at the very beginning of the season and then 5 songs at the very end of the season. I'm just telling you the truth. I'm not kidding. I've wrote 10 songs. 5 of them will be dropped right at the beginning of the season, 5 at the end of the season. And I'm not putting it on iTunes. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to put it on there. I'm just going to put it, tell you where it's at. If y'all go get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. Had a question, very interesting question. Could 2 Big Ten teams get into the college football playoff? Only if there were a bunch of 2-loss SEC teams, an undefeated Big Ten team, and a 1-loss Big Ten team who lost in the conference championship, and it would be close. Seriously. That's the only way. Because right now, the league is enamored. You've got to think that ESPN's biggest investment is the SEC. They gave them their own network. My goodness. What more do you have to figure out when it comes to who do they have a vested interest in? The SEC. They didn't offer the Big Ten their own network and just blow it out there like they have. They didn't come to the ACC. And let's be honest, the reason why is because it just is what it is. Alabama and Georgia got in because they're part of the SEC. It just is what it is. Anna Carson says, I don't think Georgia will get in because I think they'll lose to Bama. Maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. I think that if they run the table all the way to the end of the year, Anna, the thing that I look at is that they both go undefeated, and they can, by the way, because they don't play each other. in the regular season, they go to all the way to Atlanta and they lose by a couple of points, there will be people salivating like a hungry dog to see those two teams back in the college football playoff. I don't care if there's an undefeated team sitting outside, sitting there at number 4, sitting at number 5, and one of those teams are sitting at number 5. They'll replace them. It's already been done multiple times. They're going to do it again. That's why I've pushed for an 18 playoff. 18 playoff, I can explain it literally in 30 seconds. Seriously, 30 seconds, I can explain it. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, everybody was playing 11 regular season games, and then you play your conference championship games. Now we're all playing like 12 games apiece. And the majority of that 12th game, I'm talking about the added game, uh, um, the truth is that it's a pissy game. Nobody cares about that game. So what you could do is all you're adding is one more round, which is one more week. So you shave off that pissy game, or even if it's a cross divisional game, that's horrible. You cross that off, and you play that one extra game. Maybe, I remember when the national championship was played on the 3rd of January, the 1st of January. Now it's being played on the 12th, sometimes I think the 15th. The point is that we could run this scale, we could add one more week to it, but shave off that 12th pissy game, play 11 regular season games. You're playing the same amount of games, but guess what? You're getting better football. You're getting a definitive team. There's no more leaving somebody outside of the top 4. So it is what it is. A lot of good conversation on here. I like a lot of what I'm seeing on here. It's kind of like this week. When I stepped outside, I did some pressure washer this week because on concrete, when you get a little dirt, a little water on it, gets a little grime on it, and then it gets wet again, and you walk out and you slip like I did, and I'm not a figure skater, but you do a triple Lutz, and then I was followed by a bunch of 4-letter words. It is what it is. Committee is biased towards Alabama. The only problem out, Anna, and I agree with what you're saying. It annoys me that they're looking for ways to get like an Alabama or an Ohio State in. The only problem with that, and you know me, I'm a Clemson fan through and through. I'm the biggest Clemson fan in the world. Volunteer Roadshow's on here. What's up? Hey, buddy, good to see you. Hope you out there. I don't know if you're traveling right now, but I hope you're being safe. Don't drink and drive, and if you are, I beg to God, it's coffee. Volunteer Roadshow. If y'all don't know Volunteer Roadshow, you're behind in the times. It's like having a flip phone when you could have an iPhone. Get you an iPhone and go subscribe to Volunteer Roadshow. He's kind enough to let me call on there and talk to him the other day. Awesome show with Bobby Dirkens on it. No, let me tell you this. I just called in Volunteer. He tossed me some very easy he tossed me some balls and let me hit them out of the park. He set it up. He would answer that question you were talking about, Anna. Bringing up some really, really good questions there and some thoughts. But if we really want to stop this whole Alabama thing, and I've got a bunch of good Alabama fans who subscribe to me, but I'm going to tell you right now, when Alabama knocks out somebody and they get put in the 4, when you're sitting there going, well, they shouldn't have got in. And then when Ohio State got in, and you're like, they should have never got in. When they win the national championship, there's a problem. And they're like, yeah, they won the national championship, so what can you say? That's why I've been lobbying for an 8-team playoff. 8 teams, no more, no less. 6-team, me and Pigskin Pete, we've talked about it. I don't see a number 16 team being a number 1. Yeah, it's possible, but I just don't think it's good football. I just don't think it's worth it to see a 16 team to get in there. So, I've been on here for about 40 minutes. Well, actually, exactly 40 minutes. So I'm going to start closing down. I do want to throw this out there. Volunteer Roadshow, he's been very, very kind to have me on there. And I'm going to tell you right now, just good people go listen to him. You're like, well, Bobby, I ain't even a volunteer fan. Who cares? He knows what he's talking about, and he's a lot of fun. Go check him out. Hit that subscribe button. Anything can happen with all the parity in college football. You're right, volunteer. You're right. It just is what it is. It just is what it is. Anything can happen any day. But y'all go check out everybody that I've been talking about. Volunteer Roadshow, Pigskin Pete. Go check him out. Everybody go Tigers. Thank you if you've never been on here before. Please, by all means, come back. The video I dropped today was my preview on the Auburn Tigers. Go check it out, share it, hit the like button. Also, yesterday, I thank you, Volunteer Roadshow. Good stuff, Bobby. I really appreciate it. That means a lot coming from you. I did a video on Florida Atlantic yesterday. I think it was one of my best videos I've done all year. I've had a lot of fun doing it. Just go at least look at the thumbnail. It's hilarious. When am I going to do another live stream? I don't know. This was sporadic. All my youngs, Bobby Dirkens Jr. Bobby Dirkens Jr. got finished sharpening their pocket knives. Decided to go lay down and let my beautiful peach of a wife, Bonnie Dirkens, lay down. Lord, just makes me want to shake how good looking she is. Whew. Bobby married up, but then I am Bobby Dirkens. I will tell you this, that I kind of do this sporadic, but I try to do what I can about 1 o'clock every other day or so. So hopefully I'll be on here. Subscribe. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. So I'm closing down. We're inside of 5 weeks of college football season. I really want to know what you think. I really want you to know who you could see, not a gut feeling, what you could realistically see being in the college football playoff. Don't put in there who you don't like. Don't be pissy and go, well, I don't like them, so I'm not going to put them in. No, put them in there if they're real. Volunteer Roadshow said, I just did a reaction video of DeAndre Swift. I need to go watch that. I hadn't watched it. I'll probably watch it tomorrow. Forgive me for that because I'm about to go lay down. Go watch that. He did one on Damian Harris. That was a really good one. Everybody sub to him. Good night to everyone on here. And I want to ask you this question. Out of all sports, do you really believe that college football is the best? I really do. And I'm going to sum up this. I'm at 43 minutes. I'm going to spend the next minute and 40 seconds telling why I believe it is. You know, with NFL, when you turn on there, like tomorrow, I'm going to go to work, and you probably are too. But you sit there and you turn on the television, and you see men who makes millions upon millions of dollars complaining how they don't make that much money. You can't take it anymore. Or you turn over there and you watch NBA, and it's basically comprised of 3 teams and about 5 or 6 players. You can't take that. Then you watch baseball, and the umpire will actually stop the game for the pitcher to scratch himself and shake his head no. That's boring, but college football is much more than that. College football has tradition. College football, they do pay their players through scholarships and through taking care of them. College football has pride. College football has so many good things. And I'm just going to end this right now with actually saying Tiger Nation just threw up there. We're going into this week, and I want you to go into it strong. I want you to swing hard. And I want y'all to just have a really, really good time. I am Bobby Dirkens. I'm right. And if you disagree with me, you're wrong. Bobby Dirkens.